certainly weren't Christians, but they were outstanding soldiers. In 2 world wars, fighting for the Allies, they proved to be a formidable force, pushing physical and mental endurance to the limit. The Sikhs lost thousands of men at war and won every military decoration possible. They were true veterans in the field of valor. After the war and the partition of India, Sikhs started to emigrate for the first time in large numbers, mostly to Great Britain and Canada. Many were naive. They had no idea of what to expect. But so were the natives. It was a dance of mutual buffoonery, as this Canadian propaganda film shows.
Hindus? Well, kind of. Sikhs, actually.
Oh.
In the 50s, the Canadian authorities presumed all newcomers would readily embrace the passions and fashions of North American culture. It was an immigration policy asleep at the wheel. Southall, just west of London, is home to the largest population of Sikhs outside of Punjab. Over the years, this community has grown in size and understanding, and is now a thriving, well-established microcosm of Sikh life. There is little or no racism here, perhaps because of the Sikhs' war record. But this is not the case in other European countries, particularly in Germany. Since reunification in 1990, Germans have been flushed with a new elevated sense of nationalism. In Berlin, a city of sharp contrasts, the economic boom has reignited old passions, fueling feelings of confidence and soaring optimism. The city and the country are experiencing a true renaissance, but behind the revival and the born-again pride, the specter of racism is everywhere, threatening all newcomers, especially visible minorities. Rajwant Singh is a German citizen. He's lived in Berlin for 15 years. He lives in this modest apartment with his wife Sui and their 2 young children. Sui was born in Malaysia and is a practicing Buddhist. They enjoy a comfortable, middle-class lifestyle. He's a veterinarian. She has a master's degree from the London School of Economics. Yet despite their sophistication and their academic qualifications, they are constantly caught in a double dilemma when it comes to facing racism on a daily basis.
Yeah. Most of the people here in Germany, they don't know anything about sex, you know. They think I'm some kind of Muslim from somewhere. They identify the turban with Islam and also the beard, you know. Yeah, it is. I can tell you in everyday life how people react to me. Children are very curious, you know. They call me Ali Baba and all kind of things which they know about their the children books, that, you know, the stories and all that. And people don't talk to me. They don't want to, basically, in general on the streets, they don't want to know my background, why I'm what I am, you know, and all that. We don't never get into talks like that. Sometimes it's really quite difficult to accept what they say. You know, they question, like they call you. I have to say to you in German how they say it. You know, they call you a Kameltreiber, for example. That's a person who runs after camels and some. You know, they have some kind of imaginations of me being from jungles, from somewhere, and they throw these kind of names at you. You know, what are you doing here? Why do you live here? And things like that. I mean, really, sometimes very heavy stuff. You know, the things have changed since the reunification. In the sense, racism has always been there. It was always there. It's not just an East German problem that has come over, but it has just taken now very violent moves. So people really get attacked physically. I work in the Liga für Menschenrechte, that's a human rights group here. So we know which areas to avoid, which times to avoid, because we take accounts of cases, foreigners being attacked, you know. So for example, I avoid to take public transportation if I go to certain areas, you know, and also in certain periods in the night, for example. I rather drive with my car.
But, you know, subtle way, yeah?
Does he face violence and you don't?
No, I can't say that. I mean, I think for a woman, you know, coming back home late at night, I mean, there is a certain amount of danger of violence. No, but I would say that as a this attitude as a foreign man here, it's probably they probably face more discrimination. Because also this idea of what these men can do to their women. You know, there's always this sort of gender opposition thing, yeah? I go out quite often. I don't let it sort of stop me from doing what I have to do, you know? Well, try to come back with people together, or I'll walk on bigger streets, you know? I wouldn't walk on the what you call the sidewalks, right? Take a taxi if it's very late. Yeah, yeah. I know Turkish women here carry chili powder in their pockets, so they can just spray it or whatever. But I don't use that. Yeah. And I've taken self-defense courses, so that helps a little bit.
Rajwant and Sui are pragmatists. They have dreams of moving to Canada, but for today, it's a trip with the kids to Berlin's famous zoo, the ideal place to get away from it all.
I hope I won't have to grow old here. I really worry about that, and I really worry about my children growing up here because of the increasing certainly increasing violence, you know, and racism here. But on the other hand, I think escaping it is no way to confront something.